Thanks for watching the Weather Network. In less than a minute, your full local forecast details. I'm Farah Dalla alongside Lyndsay Morrison. And you know, Lyndsay, we had beautiful summer-like conditions across southwestern Ontario. Great for events like the Honda Indy. Very scary looking clouds indeed. Can we expect more weather like this? Well, you have to stick around to find out. First, your locals.
That's right. You know, you get rain with these systems, but there's always a risk of lightning as well, and that sort of situation would not be good news for the fires. So let's see how this is all going to play out. Through the evening hours, still looking at rain in and around Thunder Bay, Geraldton. It's going to track towards Wawa and Timmins throughout the day on Sunday, and then with that warm front, we could see a risk of some thunder showers in the Nickel Belt region. Across southern Ontario, though, we could get some lake breeze thunderstorms, but overall, the story is going to be the hot and humid weather. Here's our risk of some isolated, non-severe thunderstorms through the rest of the evening hours. And then, as I mentioned, it's going to be very, very humid, not only throughout the day on Sunday, but into Monday as well, courtesy of a nice southerly flow. Here's a look at just how warm it's going to be feeling, like 37 in the city of Toronto as well as in the city of Windsor. And as we look ahead to Monday, oh my goodness, it's going to be feeling like 40 or 41 in some cases, depending where you are. Keep your water bottles handy, and if you don't like the heat and humidity, maybe a good idea to stay indoors. Now, across the prairies, we had some active weather earlier this week. In fact, I want to take you to the province of Alberta, looking at the potential of some more thunderstorm activity in the prairie provinces. Those details coming up in your long-range forecast. Be sure to stay tuned for those details. Through this evening, we have this occlusion connected to this low-pressure system. This is bringing a decent drenching of rain to parts of Alberta, specifically the northern sections of the province, and we've already had some pretty significant accumulations. Looking at a risk of some showers around the city of Edmonton, we could also see some embedded thunder showers right across the prairie provinces with that trough. If you're in the extreme south, conditions will likely remain dry for the most part. Could see a thunderstorm around Calgary. Keep that in mind. I mentioned those significant rainfall numbers. Here's a look at some of them. Whitecourt, 112 millimeters of rain already, 100 millimeters for you in Slave Lake. So it's been a soggy couple of days in northern Alberta, and that trend is set to continue. Across the east, it's been a little unsettled across the maritime provinces. Now that system is tracking into Newfoundland. Conditions will be improving for you in St. John's throughout the day on Sunday, but we are looking at some heavy amounts of rain and some very significant winds. Here's your long-range forecast. So Sunday, a wet and windy day in Newfoundland. Not a bad day for you in the Maritimes, though. Sunny conditions with some seasonal temperatures. It's going to be hot and muggy in southern Ontario and Quebec. We're watching the potential for some thunder showers in the northeastern part of Ontario in the Nickel Belt region. Seasonal temperatures across the west, risk of thunderstorms anywhere from Manitoba through central Saskatchewan, maybe even Edmonton or Calgary. Some rain in the interior of British Columbia, but the coast is looking not bad for both Sunday and Monday. You could see some rain on Tuesday, though, if you are in the city of Vancouver. By Monday, we're watching this system in Ontario that could bring some thunderstorms. It's going to be hot and it's going to be humid. City of Toronto feeling like 40 with the humidity. It's a similar situation across parts of Quebec and the Maritimes. You too could see a thunder shower. By Tuesday, rain pushing into Newfoundland once again. It's going to be unsettled. Warm conditions continue for you in Ontario. Now head to the Weather Network's website, theweathernetwork.com. You could win a trip to San Diego to see the world premiere of Cowboys and Aliens. Your local forecast is coming up in less than 1 minute. Following that, a look at some of the active weather happening across the country, as well as the big weather stories. First, though, let's talk temperatures. If you are in eastern Canada, conditions not looking too bad if you're in the maritime provinces. And we're going to be bouncing back to 20 degrees on Monday in St. John's, Newfoundland. That's a nice improvement. So far, July's been treating you just a little better than the month of June. It is going to be hot and it's going to be humid over the next couple of days in southern Ontario. Notice Monday, 31 degrees in the city of Toronto. It's going to be feeling closer to 40. Across the prairies, we're also dealing with some relatively seasonal temperatures, anywhere from the low to mid to upper 20s in some cases, depending where you are. It has, however, been a little cooler in the province of Alberta, but conditions in some cases will be improving. Stay with us. A full look at your local forecast begins now. We had some very active weather around Red Deer. South of Edmonton, there were reports of funnel clouds, tornadoes, hail the size of tennis balls. And south of Edmonton, there were more than 2,000 lightning strikes reported in only 25 minutes. Now, currently, we are dealing with a severe thunderstorm watch that remains in effect for southeastern Manitoba. I do also want to mention that a thunder shower is happening in the city of Edmonton right now, just as the Edmonton Eskimos home opener is underway. Thank you to Scott on Facebook for that little update. Now, we are expecting the showers to continue in the province of Alberta through the day Sunday. Along this trough, we could see some active weather in through the Interlake region of Manitoba and central parts of Saskatchewan. If you're in the south, you'll mainly remain dry, but we could see a thunder shower if you are in Calgary as well. Risk of some isolated non-severe thunderstorms set to continue in northern parts of Ontario. We have rainfall warnings in place for parts of Newfoundland as well as a wind warning. It's going to be a wet and windy day overall. Stay with us. Our weather watch will continue after this.